welcome to another SH Figuarts review. This is the real bone, real skeleton version of Kamen Rider Kuuga Ultimate Form. This is the Tamashii Web exclusives, hence the transport box, and since I ordered this online from the Hong Kong Bandai Premium website, because this is the only thing that they ship, and this is, since it's designed as a shipping box, got a lot of this shipping stuff packed on it, and it's fragile underneath, so... And even though this is a Tamashii Web exclusive, the box art and packaging is completely identical, aside from this one logo in the corner there. The rest of it is exactly the same as the standard releases, and the insides are pretty much the same as standard releases. I will be comparing this to the original during the review. So you can see face shot there of the figure, very nice looking box. I'm loving the whole standardized box art style. I hope they keep it this way. And while it is nice to have some variation between different series and different versions of Kamen Rider, it would be nice if they kept the style of box art for this particular subline, spin-off line of the SH Figuarts series. On the back there, very cool photo, and just displaying some of the accessories. Like I say, even though this is a Tamashii Web exclusive, they still printed promotional stuff on the back as if this was going to be designed for a shelf release. That's why the Kuuga Ultimate Form on the side, then of course has Figuarts on the top in silver. If you want to take a closer look at the box art, photo shoot of the instruction sheet as well as the figure, please feel free to head over to the Facebook or Flickr link in the video description below. And here is the instruction manual. It does come with a lot of hands and of course swappable heads. As soon as you open the box, the instruction sheet will fall out, and as always with all of these releases, the accessories are housed in a tray behind the top tray that houses only the figure. Same as always, the top tray opens very easily without the figure falling out. That's great. The figure himself has a few plastic sheet protections to stop the belt or coloring rubbing off each other. The bottom tray is a little bit harder to open up, but yeah, I don't think I've managed to open this without the hands popping in place, so do be careful. I see here just a quick opening and the hands are already sort of, just popping around the place. So, time to compare. I'm actually missing one of the sort of grippy item holding hands from the old one. It's probably in my room somewhere, but it must have fell off somewhere. So yeah, not really sure how I'm gonna find a single SHF hand in this room, and my floor's full of stuff because I don't have like a working space for all my reviews and stuff, so my whole room is just, the floor is constantly filled with things that are waiting to be reviewed and filmed. After I film them, and that's when I try to put them away, but then new stuff come in and it's a never-ending cycle. So apart from the fists already on both figures, the new one actually has one extra thumbs up hand. Both of them have henshin posing hands. This one has two thumbs up instead of just one. That's cool. Bike holding or item holding hands, it's this little circle hole in there, because the old one is opened up, so it can be slightly more flexible. Relaxed hands and spray open hands. This one has a spray open hands and two right sort of like fiery hands. Actually, this one probably matches this hand a bit more, and yeah. And then you see here the new one is the replacement head. The dark color one is an entire head, and the horns are much larger, of course, and goes better paint job. Whereas the old one just uses a face mask that you can swap on the figure. And you see what the color on the helmet, that dot's still correct, hasn't faded or anything, but yeah, just like the rest of the figure, the gold is much more metallic, whereas the old one is much more yellow. The original Kuuga Ultimate Form was actually quite a bit taller than the the other forms in the original line, so this one is just a tiny bit, tad bit shorter, so the proportions would be slightly better. You can also see, so this goes from the top. You can see here that the shoulder pads are much more exaggerated than the old one. Overall, the lining on him is a lot thicker than the new one. The gold's more yellow, and the sort of light, the dark blue lines etched in, the color is a little bit blurry, a little bit faded. The gold bits around his ankle and feet are a lot bigger on the old one as well. than the new one, because the old one had die cast feet, which the molding is, again, it's got some extra lines on it, but the new one's just a little bit more detailed. And of course the belt, the black there has faded a little bit, which I don't mind too much. I can see the details inside the jewel there in the middle of this belt, whereas the new one is transparent still, but there's a lot darker plastic, it's harder to see. Because the new one does have Gorongi etched all over the belt, whereas and lots of weathering going on, lots of little black lines going through, black wash, whereas the old one does not have that. Just moving aside, you can see the details on there is molded in, but it's a bit bumpier than the new one. The new one's a bit more realistic to the show. And a quick look at the back. That's one thing with not having die-cast feet anymore with Figuarts. They fall a lot easier because there's no weight to balance it. The butt shape is more butt-like on the new one, and yeah, again, all the patterns and everything just look far more realistic, far better. Both of these have hard horns, so that's something to be careful with. Now the new one you swap the entire head, whereas the old one you just swap the front of the face like a mask. I don't mind it too much. Obviously people want an extra head, so it feels like they're getting more in that box, but I don't mind it too much. Swapping the face plates is easy enough, and also kind of help I feel like it's less worrying. I don't feel like I'm going to be I won't worry about snapping the neck joint, whereas the new one swapping the head all the time. I do wonder, would that make the neck joint weaker in the long run? But I probably won't be using the black eye version that much. Now one thing with this face mask swapping is it does make the compound eye a bit further away from the transparent plastic, whereas this one, compound eye effect, is right up there to the plastic. And just like the other renewal Kuugas, the eyes look very, very good. So yeah, enough of the old Kuuga. We've compared them. I'm going to take a look at articulation. So, camera up a little bit, and yeah, I'll double neck joint so you can look. Well, I can look quite far down. That's pretty cool. Look up, very nice as well. Sideways, sideways. Basically, this is like the high definition version of Kuuga, which is cool compared to the old one. Double shoulder joint sockets there. Very well hidden for the most part. Shoulder pads attached to the arm. It's on a little, let's see, is it a ball in there? Yep, it's on a little ball, on a little, like a little peg that's on a little ball, so it's got lots of articulation space. Full rotation upper shoulder, full rotation on the arm there. Double elbow joint, because the new one has, the joints are also molded with details and painted as well, that's good. This turns as well, lower arm also swivels, and the fist is on a little board, it's on a little swiveling joint. Torso double joint, so up, back, sideways, sideways. Hey, wow, they've actually managed to hide the entire joint. That's really cool. Because of the way this armor is built in the show, it almost looks like it's not a figure. Like, you can't. The joint's very well hidden on this figure. Yeah, even going all the way, yeah, that's pretty cool. The joint's completely hidden, sideways, sideways. That's cool. In the back as well. It's really nice. Leg goes up, back, sideways. Of course, a little bit of joint to showcase here. Full rotation here. Double knee joint. Foot goes up, back, sideways, sideways. Toe goes up 80 degrees. And let's get a look at the Gorongi logo at the bottom of the shoes, right there. And there you go. And of course, if you can remove his torso there, and of course, if you wanted to, it's really hard to move it. And if you wanted to, it's off for the most part, by the way, swap the Decade belt on that, of course, and then you have Decade Ultimate Form, which is pretty cool. The old figure is actually a really good figure. It was a highlight for back then in 2010. You know, it was a good release. It was menacing. It was bigger than the other SH Figuarts. It was looming over them, and for the most part, you know, it was nicely built, and it came with enough hands. So a lot of people enjoyed it, and a lot of people still do like the old Ultimate Form. And if you do have the original and you're not too bothered about the slight improvements, then I say this one is probably a skip. This is a Tamashii Web exclusive, so it will cost more than the regular releases, especially when you're counting middleman fees and shipping fees if you're not in Asia. And of course, it is way past the pre-order state now and delivery state now. I'm not sure if there's going to be a issue or not, but if it's too expensive for you and you have the old one or you don't have any of them, I say going for the old one isn't a bad deal at all. However, Kuuga is my favorite Kamen rider, and in terms of SH Figuarts, I do like getting the one that is pretty much pitch perfect, as close as it can get to what it looks like in the show. And in that case, I would recommend getting this one. Even if you have the old one, probably sell it off to someone who is not too bothered about the screen accuracy, but if that matters to you, then yes, get this one. The joints are painted now. There's slightly more articulation, like in the swiveling in the lower arms. There's molding in the Grongi text on his hands, and he's got an extra thumbs up hand, which is good for both of his hands. Belt is removable, and you can put Decade's belt on it. So there's more play feature, more accurate to the screen counterpart, and overall, and of course, better paint jobs. Now, if you're able to repaint the original Kuuga figure yourself with a more realistic golden color, it actually will look very good and can stand pretty nicely next to the newer SH Figuarts, because he is a bit bigger and the proportions seem to feel a lot better than the regular forms. Of course, the downside with the old one is you can't remove the belt. The belt is a hard solid piece attached to a lower body, so if that's something that concerns you, then oh well. So yeah, it is a good, this new figure is a very good figure. The old one's not bad as well. Both of them are good figures. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, found it useful, please consider clicking the like button, subscribe button, or leaving a comment below how you feel about Kuuga Ultimate Form, both the old or the new versions. And as always, you can check out my other SH Figuarts videos on DC, Marvel, Kamen Rider, Sentai, Sailor Moon, Bruce Lee, Star Wars. Hopefully if Adblock turned up, I appreciate that a lot. And you can also support me on Patreon, give me some ideas on what perks or rewards or goals I should put in there if you'd like. But of course, you don't have to do any of that. Most importantly, take care, have a nice day, I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.